My beloved child, this very moment you're hearing my voice is not by accident. I have waited for this opportunity to speak directly to your heart, and now you are here. You may think you stumbled upon this message by chance, but I am the one who guided your steps. I've drawn you here because I have something urgent, something sacred, something only you were meant to hear. Through my Son Jesus, I've already made the way. Jesus didn't just walk the earth to perform miracles long ago, he walked the earth so that miracles could follow you. Because of Jesus, you are not a beggar hoping for scraps. You are a child of the King, invited to sit at my table and feast in abundance. I see you. I hear you. And this message, this divine secret, is a whisper from heaven sent straight to your soul. Now, listen closely, because 2 minutes after receiving this message, something will shift in your life. I'm not speaking in riddles. I'm telling you what is real. You are on the brink of a miracle, not just a small blessing, but a life-altering, mind-realigning breakthrough that will carry the fingerprint of heaven on it. It may arrive in a form you don't expect, but it will arrive. And it starts with you receiving what I am saying right now. Let me ask you something, my child. Do you believe I still work miracles? Do you believe I could be speaking to you personally, right now? As you listen to these words, if you feel even the smallest whisper inside your heart saying, "Yes, Lord, I believe," then you are exactly who this message was meant for. Comment those words right now if you're ready. Yes, Lord, I believe. Declare it so heaven hears, and so your heart hears too. I have watched you walk through shadows, through disappointments that drained your hope. I saw when you smiled through pain. I was there when you felt like no one noticed your efforts, when it felt like nothing you did was enough. But I saw it all. I've counted every tear, and not one of them has been wasted. You need to know this. I am a redeemer. I turn losses into gain and ashes into beauty. I bring joy in the morning after the longest nights. And I'm telling you now, this is your morning. This is your moment. I have hidden a miracle in the very next chapter of your life, and this message is the key that unlocks it. There is something powerful about the number 2. 2 represents agreement, heaven and earth, creator and creation, me and you. When 2 agree, the impossible becomes possible. And 2 minutes from the moment you open your heart to this message, you and I will come into agreement. That agreement will trigger a release in the spiritual realm, a breakthrough with your name on it. So let me ask you again, are you ready to receive what I have for you? Say it boldly if you are. God, I'm ready. Write it. Speak it. Feel it, because, my child, you were never meant to live defeated. You were never meant to carry the weight of this world on your shoulders. You were created for glory, joy, purpose, and peace. And I have not forgotten what I promised you, even if time made you question it. My delay was not denial. It was preparation. I've been preparing your miracle while preparing you to receive it. You see, my child, some miracles are not delayed, they're being perfected. What I am about to release into your life required the right moment. And now, that moment has arrived. The reason this message found you today is because you are standing at the divine intersection of your pain and my promise. And when those 2 meet, something supernatural is born. I want you to pause in your heart and hear me say this clearly. You are not too late. You have not missed it. I am not done with you. In fact, I've only just begun. All the time you thought was wasted, I'm redeeming it. All the prayers you thought went unanswered, I'm awakening the answers. Everything the enemy tried to steal from you, I'm restoring with interest. Now, I know what you've been through. I've walked every mile of the journey beside you, even when you couldn't feel me. Especially when you couldn't feel me. You wondered if I'd left, if I was silent. But I was never gone. I was in the background, building the blessing, setting the scene, arranging everything for such a time as this very moment, this very message. Let me tell you a secret from heaven. Your name has been spoken in rooms you haven't entered yet. Your breakthrough has been scheduled on a calendar you don't see. I've been moving pieces into position so that when your miracle arrives, it will be undeniable that I, the Lord your God, did it. Not chance. Not coincidence. But covenant. Are you ready to stop surviving and start thriving? If you are, I want you to say this out loud or type it in the comments. I am stepping into the life God prepared for me. Let heaven record your decision. Let the enemy see your resolve. Let your spirit rise in agreement with your destiny. Because here is what's about to happen. I am going to turn your not enough into overflow. I am going to turn your confusion into clarity. I am going to take the areas of your life where you've experienced the most resistance and transform them into the places of your greatest testimonies. Where you've wept, you will laugh. Where you've feared, you will rest. Where you've lost, you will rise. You may not know how it will happen, but you don't need to. That's my part. Your part is to believe. And belief opens doors no man can shut. When you believe, you activate the atmosphere of miracles. And right now, faith is stirring in you because I am breathing on your spirit, that feeling in your chest. That's not emotion. That's me. What is it that you've been asking me for? What's the one thing you keep praying about when no one's around? Bring it to me again. Lay it at my feet once more. Not as a last resort, but as a first response. And this time, watch what I do with it. I want you to trust me, not just with your soul, but with your situation. Because I'm not just the God of eternity, I'm the God of this moment too. Now, I want to speak to a place in you that has grown tired. You've believed before. You've hoped before. And sometimes, it feels like hope hurts more than doubt. But my child, hope in me never disappoints. Your faith is never wasted. Your tears are never overlooked. Every seed of belief you've planted has been watered by my Spirit. And now, I declare, it's harvest time. If you're hearing this and something inside you is rising, don't hold back. Respond in faith. Write in the comments what you are believing me to do. Say it with courage. It might feel risky, but faith always looks risky until the miracle arrives. And when it does, you'll look back and say, it was worth it. Let me take you back to a moment you may have forgotten, but I never did. Do you remember that time when you were younger? When you felt like you could conquer anything? You had dreams. You had vision. You believed in possibilities, even if you didn't know how things would come together. That spark wasn't just imagination. It was me placing seeds of destiny inside you, but life happened. Disappointment stacked up like walls. People you trusted walked away. Plans didn't unfold the way you hoped. And little by little, the light began to dim. Doubt crept in. You began to settle for survival, just trying to make it day by day. But hear me now, I never changed my mind about your purpose. I never withdrew my promise. Even when you gave up on yourself, I didn't give up on you. I've been holding on to your destiny, protecting it, waiting for you to rise again and say, God, I still believe. Say it now if you're ready. God, I still believe. Write it. Whisper it. Let it come out of your soul like a spark reigniting a flame. Because that's all I need, a flicker of faith. I'll take that flicker and breathe on it until it becomes a wildfire. Hope is not gone. It's been sleeping, waiting for this exact moment to awaken. And it's not too late. It's never too late with me. I specialize in turning graves into gardens, dead ends into new beginnings, closed doors into divine redirections. My child, your story is far from over. In fact, I'm about to write the most beautiful chapter yet. And it won't start with fanfare, it'll begin quietly in your heart, that shift you're feeling right now. That sudden sense of peace. That deep knowing inside you. That's me. That's the moment your miracle begins. You're 2 minutes into this message, and something spiritual has already shifted. The healing has started. The breakthrough has been released. The answer is already in motion, so I want you to do something for me now. Look around your life and find one thing to thank me for. Just one, no matter how small. Because gratitude unlocks joy, and joy attracts blessing. Say it out loud or type it in the comments. God, I thank you for, and fill in the blank. Thank me for the breath in your lungs. Thank me for a second chance. Thank me for what's coming, even before you see it. This kind of faith draws heaven close. It opens your spirit to receive in ways you never imagined. You may not have everything you want, but you have everything you need for this moment, and this moment is where miracles begin. You want right now. But you have me. And when you have me, you already have everything you need. You may feel small, but you serve a God who is limitless. You may feel invisible, but I see you perfectly. You may feel stuck, but I've already planned your escape route, and I will lead you out. And in this moment, while your heart is open and your faith is stirring, I want to invite you into something deeper. If this message has touched you, if you feel my presence through these words, consider offering something back. Not because you owe me, but because love gives, a seed of gratitude, a gesture of faith. You can give through super thanks and know that your gift is not only a declaration of your belief, but it also helps this message reach others who are desperate to hear my voice. And for those who feel that tug on your heart to give, I see it, I honor it, and I bless it. You are sowing into good ground, and I will return it to you, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. Let me remind you, my child, I'm not just looking to bless you temporarily, I'm looking to transform your life permanently. I don't give crumbs, I prepare feasts. I don't apply bandages, I bring healing. And I don't speak just to inspire, I speak to ignite. This moment between us is not just emotional. It's eternal. Something is changing inside of you. The fear that has haunted your nights, I'm lifting it now. The shame you've carried for years, I'm washing it away. The guilt, the regret, the feeling of not being enough, it all ends here. You are forgiven. You are free. You are mine. Can you feel it? That weight slowly lifting. That's my spirit doing what only I can do. I'm reaching into the deepest parts of you and rewiring everything the world tried to damage. You thought it would take years to recover, but I am the God of sudden restoration. I can do in 2 minutes what would take man 2 decades. That's how good I am. That's how much I love you. Say this aloud with me. I am healed. I am whole. I am chosen. If your heart agrees, type it out in the comments. Let it be your declaration to heaven and your defiance to every lie that's ever told you otherwise. And while we're here, let me speak to the dreamer in you, the part of you that still holds on to hope, quietly, almost secretly. I want to tell you, I put that dream in you, and I haven't forgotten it. In fact, I've been nurturing it. You thought that dream was too big or that too much time had passed, but nothing is too big or too late for me. I gave it to you because I knew what I planned to do through you. And now, it's time. It's time for vision to meet provision. It's time for delay to meet destiny. It's time for you to stop rehearsing the past and start receiving the future I've been preparing for you. Put it in the comments. Let it breathe. Let it rise again inside you. I love to see your faith move like that. Heaven celebrates every time you align your voice with my promise. Now listen, because I need you to hear this clearly. You are not who your failures say you are. You are not what your mistakes have tried to label you. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You are who I say you are. And I say you are loved, redeemed, and destined for greatness. And if I say it, it must be true. The world will try to give you a name based on your weakness, but I call you by your identity in heaven. You are my masterpiece. You are my instrument of light. You are my child. And I am so proud of you. Yes, even now. Especially now, you don't have to earn my approval. You already have it. That's why I brought you here. That's why you're still watching, because your spirit knows the truth of these words, even if your mind is still catching up. And I will keep speaking until your heart fully believes again. Let me ask you something, my beloved child. What if everything you've been through was preparing you for everything I'm about to do? What if the pain you've carried wasn't punishment, but positioning? What if the delays were divine appointments disguised in silence? I never waste anything. Every detour, every disappointment, every heartbreak, I've used it to carve wisdom into your soul, and now that you've weathered the storm, you carry an authority that only experience can create. You're not weaker, you're stronger. Not forgotten, but forged in the fire. You carry something rare now, a tested faith. And that kind of faith moves mountains. So let me ask you again, are you ready to walk in the fullness of what I have for you? My beloved child, if this message has spoken to your heart, don't let it end here. Step forward in faith. Declare in the comments what you're believing for, because when you speak it, heaven hears it. And if this message blessed you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, so more people can experience the same breakthrough. Share it with someone who needs a reminder that God is still working miracles. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because God's word is moving, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Stay expectant, stay in faith, and remember, your miracle is already in motion. God bless you.